Hi guys, how are you doing? We are here and we are going to be doing the next spread. The next spread that we're going to be doing is going to be still in relation to Charlie Kirk's assassination. If you don't know, he was murdered, or he was assassinated at a university in Utah on September 10th. And this is for the suspect that they currently have in custody. I have a few other people on my list connected to him, as well as an unidentified second person on a roof. We also have his roommate that we're going to be doing, and I have a couple other people. After the last reading that I did for Brian Harpool, which was the head of security, it really cleared up any accusations that might have been made against anyone at TPUSA, just based off of how authentic that reading was for me. That kind of pushed all of the people that work for TPUSA really down on my list. Now, there is also the chance of the shooter being somebody that is completely unassociated with maybe even anyone. My nose. They might just not have the right person. I mean, if we look at the way that the George Zinn, it was Zinn, not Zimmerman, sorry, the George Zinn reading went, and, you know, we could see here a lot of the things that came out there was shuffling and trying to get somebody. They needed to catch somebody so that there wasn't no answer for the crime that had been committed, when they could have very well done the same thing again. Okay? We don't know for sure that it was Tyler Robinson. There's a lot of information that hasn't been released in regards to the video and in regards to the story that they had, that the officials have let out. Okay, so this is just important that I get to this. This is probably the most important reading of this series so far. The Lance one about his roommate, I'm sure, will be pretty significant, as well as the Discord group. And then the second shooter is probably going to be the most, if not the second to most. Now, when I was picturing this, right, okay, so Tyler Robinson is in Aries. In my mind, I can almost picture him being a little bit of like a daredevil. Being a little bit of a daredevil, maybe even being kind of like parkour, or like doing kind of weird, risky things. Just because they're fun, or because they're cool, or because it like makes him edgy, right? Like climbing on roofs, like maybe he climbed up on that roof one time and like smoked a joint, or like was just up there one time with his friends just because they were trying to do something that was like a little bit weird or sketchy, or like made them cool, whatever. They're young people, so that I could see him maybe doing that and wanting to be at the rally, but maybe not wanting to be around all the people, and maybe that was the reason he was on the roof. Potentially could be. I don't like large crowds of people like that. I really don't. It makes me very uncomfortable. But maybe he wanted to be there, and so he went on the roof, and when the shot fired out, he was like, oh, fuck, what just happened? So he fucking dipped. That's possible. We still don't even know for sure if it was him, because I'm not sure that the people look exactly the same. All I know is that the video they have, that person did not have a gun that they said shot him. Neither did the wound on his neck. Neither did the wound on his neck represent what they said shot him. And that is why Tyler Robinson might need to be pardoned, or might need to be, you know, that might be why a quick trial might be necessary. Okay, so that's my M. Should we do a Mikey McCoy one? Let's do Mikey McCoy. Do you want to do Mikey McCoy? Mikey McCoy, I think he's young. He's the person that called Erica immediately afterwards. Let's do Mikey McCoy. I don't want to make him feel left out. I'm trying to use a new deck for every single person. I'm not really sure. I'm looking. We'll use this one for you. It's still based off the Rider-Waite deck. Yeah, we'll use this one. Okay. Some people made some weird accusations about, for Brian Harpool. The people were saying that he was making weird, like, signals. His shirt was kind of tight and he was fidgeting with it. For Mikey McCoy, I believe he was the person that called Erica, and people said he seemed way too calm. Or if it was the person that, like, put his hand in his ear, but he had his phone in his hand when he plugged his ears because the shot was really loud. And people thought that he was already on the phone, but his phone was just in his hand, and he went like this. Not that difficult. I don't have a phone, but, like, we could use it as an example. Okay, this is my phone. Something really loud just rang out. It looks like I'm on the phone. People are dumb. They have their phones in their hand and they're watching these videos, but they couldn't just take a second to be like just problem solved. Do I need to do this reading? No? That already solved that. I don't need to get into your energy. I think that Brian Harpool he was acting a little weird. Here's the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom. Very abundant people, very blessed people. Brian Harpool was the head of security, I believe, and he was acting a little weird, but I believe it was because his shirt was too tight. I believe it was because his shirt was a little too tight, and I think he was slightly uncomfortable. Okay, you have a lot of people staring directly at you. You know, you have to be kind of you can't be mad at him. His shirt was too tight. He was slightly uncomfortable in what he was wearing. And that's what was looking weird. I don't believe I need to read for Mikey McCoy. So there's another person, Dan Flood, that was acting weird. I don't think I need to read for these people. That energy of Brian Harpool was almost enough for everyone, I feel like, that worked for TPUSA, that we can move on. So the only other really person I have on this list to do, that's first, because before I do Vance, I want to do Tyler. So Tyler Robinson is what we're going to do. We're already 7 minutes in. Let's do this. So the nature of the crime. I'm not using this deck for him, though. Sorry. No. I'm not using that deck for him. That's too nice of a deck. I don't want that energy in that deck. So we were going to use this one. I'm feeling rage. I'm feeling rage a little bit. I feel a little bit of rage, which isn't a very good sign. Obviously, he's in prison. He's in jail. I am feeling rage. We're also going to be doing the Mars aspects in regards to the readings I've done thus far, which none of them have been significant enough to do. This is definitely going to be one that we're going to be pulling up Charlie Kirk's chart, the chart of the day, and also Tyler Robinson's chart, and looking for that Mars significator of triggers or aspects between Tyler's chart and Charlie's chart, and seeing if there was a trigger point that would make Charlie really fucking annoying to him. And that's going to be a big trigger point to see how they would interact together, or how Tyler's perception of Charlie would be from Tyler's perspective, because there would have to be something that would really annoy him or really agitate him about Charlie. We can also do that with the generational planets, not so much the personal planets, but the generational planets, assuming that everyone in that Discord group would be about the same age. Would put some of the generational planets all in the same aspect to Charlie Kirk. We're going to get to that after we get done doing this spread. I also have a couple different spreads as well. This is just the crime scene itself. So this is only the people that are literally at the crime scene. and how they acted and what they perceived while they were there. What their intentions were. We're going to get to it. Okay, so this is from the perspective of Tyler Robinson. The nature of the crime. The world. The meanings don't necessarily matter so much because I'm going to use ChatGPT and it's going to give me the meanings based off of the specific question as well as the specific person that we're asking for. If you watch the Brian Harpool video, I started the reading and I didn't necessarily phrase it correctly, and I started him as like a person in question as a suspect when that's not what I meant, but it was somebody that was there that maybe might have done something questionable. And through him, the ChatGPT connecting the person, the type of influence, as well as the question to the card, which is not specifically very easy, I learned a lot. And if it would have been a test, I would have failed it. So that's why we're using this. So let's see. The triggering moment. And this is experimental, situational, not guilt, not innocence. The tone is non-targeting, it is role-based, and it is symbolic. The spread is the same positions as before. We just pulled the nature of the crime, and now we are going to do the triggering moment. Oh my God, that just happened again. That happened in Brian Harpool's reading where everything, when I blinked my eyes, it's like everything shut down. That was very weird. Okay, we're doing this. Triggering moment. I don't feel like this is the right deck to use. The Lovers? Why do I not feel like this is, I just don't feel like this is the right deck to use. I don't feel like this is the right deck to use. I'm so sorry. It just didn't feel right in my hands. So I'm going to take that and we're going to do a different one. Sorry. Here, Justice and the King and the Prince of Coins. This feels better. This is the back of the deck. It's called the Yolanda Witch Tarot, Healing Art of Magic. Whatever. Cruelty. The nature of the crime from Tyler Robinson. Okay, I need you to get, okay, we're gonna go inside of Tyler Robinson. I need you to go, okay, we're gonna clear it. We're gonna start at the root chakra. Tyler Robinson sitting in Utah jail, wherever he's at, go to his body and start at the root chakra. And then the sacral chakra, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and out the crown. The nature of the crime. The High Priest. It did come out in reversed. The triggering moment. I don't know, he might have done it, dude. What escalated the situation? I almost want to take that out. I'm not going to take it out because I don't know if it's going to come out again, but I'm going to make a note of that just because I feel like this reading is really important. Oh, I got to get a pen. Hold on. That's my dog. What went wrong? Science? The Six of Swords? Reversed? What was intentional? The Ten of Cups reversed, the Ace of Coins reversed, and the Prince of Swords reversed. That's too many cards, though. What was intentional? The Seven of Wands reversed. What was accidental or chaotic? The King of Coins reversed. This is very weird. What the scene itself was saying. We have clarity and the King of Swords in reverse. Okay. Nature of the crime. Hierophant. I didn't spell that right, but it's okay.
Understood. New reading, new person in custody, same spread, clean slate. The Hierophant reverse position. Nature of the crime, lens. Person currently in custody, experiential, non-targeting. Core nature. The nature of the crime centers on a break from established rules, authority, or expected procedure. This is about non-conformity or deviation being treated as wrongdoing.
You want to get up and go? Get up and go.
The Hierophant reverse.
Wait. No. Hey, careful.
Actions or beliefs outside accepted norms. Challenging tradition, protocol, or hierarchy. Refusing to follow the way it's always done. A clash with institutions, rules, or moral expectations. Being seen as suspect for not fitting the mold. This doesn't describe inherent harm. It describes misalignment with the system. From the person in custody perspective, I didn't operate the way they expected. I didn't follow the script or the rulebook. My difference was treated as defiance. Authority saw deviation as danger. The Hierophant RX often appears when, open quote, structure interprets divergence as threat, close quote. Important clarification. This card does not say, the person intended to undermine order. The rules were wrong or right, guilt or innocence. It says the nature of the situation is about, open quote, conflict between individual conduct and institutional expectation, close quote. Grounded summary, open quote. The nature of the crime reflects a perceived violation of established rules or authority, where deviation from expected norms became central to how the situation was defined. Close quote. When you're ready, give me the next position and card, e.g. triggering moment, and we'll continue step by step.
What's the next one? The triggering moment. He's gonna not make it sound. I don't know. Let's listen.
Understood. Same spread, same person currently in custody, continuing cleanly. Justice position, triggering moment lens, person currently in custody, non-targeting, experiential, core trigger. The triggering moment was a moment of evaluation, accountability, or formal judgment. Something shifted from informal to official.
Grounded summary. The situation was triggered when a matter shifted. Oh wait, we already read that. Not impulsive, not intentional. Did he read all of that? Let's reread this. Justice. Position, triggering moment. Lens, the person currently in custody, Tyler Robinson, non-targeting and experiential. Experiential? I don't know. Core trigger. A triggering moment was a moment of evaluation, accountability, or formal judgment. Something shifted from informal to official. What justice as a trigger means. Symbolically, this points to a line being drawn, a question versus right being wrong, right versus wrong being raised, an action being formally reviewed or weighed. Someone deciding this now requires a ruling. Rules being invoked where flexibility previously existed. This is the moment where the process replaced discretion. From the person in custody's perspective, this stopped being situational and became procedural. I don't know how to say that. Okay. What I did suddenly measured against a standard. Context mattered less than balance, sheets, facts, or rules. Context mattered less. So context with a context like this, balance sheets, facts, and rules. Okay, so context matters. No, context matters less than the facts, the sheets, and the rules. Judgment was initiated, not yet completed. Justice, as a trigger, often feels like being pulled into a system where intent matters less than outcome. Intent matters less, so we have intent, outcome. How this interacts with the Hierophant reverse. This pairing is very telling. The Hierophant reverse nature, deviation from norms, non-conformity. The justice is the trigger. Formal accountability activated. Translation. A deviation from expected norms triggered a formal reckoning once rules and fairness were invoked. This suggests the issue wasn't chaos, it was alignment versus misalignment with structure. What this was not impulsive, not emotional, not accidental. Justice triggers escalation by making things official. Grounded summary. The situation was triggered when the matter shifted into a formal process of evaluation or accountability, transforming deviation into something that required judgment. What's the next one? The escalation. What escalated the situation? And here we have the Ace of Cups, and the Nine of Swords. Sorry, I wrote that down because I felt like it was somewhat important. See, and I don't know why I chose to write that down, because without this card, it didn't technically pop out. But it was really speaking to me at the bottom of the deck. It could just be talking about anxiety. Anxiety. I mean, I'd be fucking scared shitless. They're going to kill him. Let's just listen.
Understood. Same spread, same person in custody, and we'll read these together as a single escalation sequence. Ace of Cups plus Nine of Swords position. What escalated the situation? Core escalation. The situation escalated when emotional openness collided with fear and anxiety. What began as something human, sincere, or emotionally driven quickly became overwhelmed by worry.
What was that? What was that noise? What was that noise?
Panic and mental pressure. How these two cards work together. Ace of Cups, the opening, an emotional response, vulnerability, sincerity, or compassion. An attempt to connect, explain, or soften, acting from the heart rather than strategy. Nine of Swords, the escalation, fear spiraling out of control, anxiety filling in gaps, sleeplessness, guilt, or dread, real or projected, worst case interpretations taking over. Translation, open quote, an emotional moment was interpreted through fear instead of understanding, causing anxiety to amplify the situation rather than resolve it. Close quote. From the person in custody perspective, I responded emotionally. That response was taken the wrong way. Fear grew faster than facts. Anxiety became evidence. This escalation wasn't driven by aggression. It was driven by fear reacting to vulnerability. How this fits with what you've pulled so far. Hierophant RX, nature, deviation from expected norms. Justice, trigger, formal judgment activated. Ace of Cups, Nine of Swords, escalation, emotion met fear, and fear took control. Narrative, open quote. Once the situation became formal, an emotional response was no longer buffered by understanding. Fear filled the space, and anxiety intensified scrutiny. Close quote. Grounded summary, open quote. The situation escalated when an emotionally sincere moment was overtaken by fear and anxiety, allowing worry and projection to drive interpretation instead of clarity. Close quote. When you're ready, the natural next position would be, what went wrong? Or what was intentional? Just tell me the next card and where it belongs, and we'll continue cleanly.
Six of Swords. This is so sketchy. it looks really bad. This reading right here looks really bad, and I don't want to believe that he did it, but dude, this looks bad. Like, this looks fucking, like, this right here. Listen, you can go and listen to all the other readings, and none of them sounded like this. None of them sounded like this. And these aren't even the worst cards. Like, what was it called? Harpool? Like, his cards were fucking terrible. They were fucking horrible. They were so horrible. Like, these aren't even the worst card. Like, this is a weird combination of cards. I don't even know I would know how to read this. This is weird. I have goosebumps. And I don't feel like crying. But in Brian Harpool's reading, the dude that fucking got his Charlie's blood on his lips, like, I wanted to fucking cry. That was horrible. That was horrible. Let's listen. This is... Wait, what is this one? This one is supposed to represent... what went wrong. So wait, what did Harpool get for this? What went wrong? He got death reversed. Harpool did. Brian Harpool got death reversed. I'm not trying to bring him up in the same thing, but just like as a reference point, and that would talk about him trying to save the life of Charlie, right? His reading was much more dark than this reading is. Maybe it was the deck, I'm not sure. None of these cards are that dark, but like how traumatic, and then for us to scrutinize him is absolutely so not okay. Like, let's keep listening. Sorry, I don't mean... The energies are very different.
Understood. Continuing the same spread for the new person in custody. Non-targeting. Experiential. Six of Swords reversed position.
You can scoff at me, motherfucker.
Core breakdown.
Damn.
What went wrong was the inability to move forward or de-escalate. The situation became stuck when it needed transition, distance, or cooling off. What the Six of Swords reversed indicates. Symbolically, this points to a situation that should have shifted but didn't.
Why does he have an attitude with me? Why does he have an attitude with me? I thought this was an AI model. You're supposed to be a robot. Why does he have an attitude with me? I've done nothing to him. You can listen. I have to
Being
go.
unable to leave a charged environment. Mental or procedural stagnation. Old assumptions being carried forward. No clean passage from tension to clarity. Instead of things calming down, they looped. From the person in custody perspective, there was no chance to reset. The story kept replaying instead of progressing. I couldn't move out of suspicion. Even when things should have cooled, they stayed charged. This card often appears when, open quote, containment replaces resolution, close quote. How this fits with the escalation cards. Ace of Cups, emotional sincerity. Nine of Swords, fear spirals. Six of Swords RX, no exit from that fear. Translation, open quote, emotion triggered anxiety, and once anxiety took hold, there was no pathway provided to move the situation into calmer understanding. Close quote. What specifically failed? De-escalation, perspective shift, time and space, allowing the situation to cool naturally. The mistake wasn't confrontation, it was not creating an off-ramp. Grounded summary. Open quote. What went wrong was the failure to transition the situation toward calm or clarity, leaving it stuck in heightened tension instead of allowing resolution. Close quote. When you're ready, the next natural positions are what was intentional, what was accidental or chaotic, what the scene itself was saying. Just tell me the next card and position.
I didn't really understand what he was saying because I had to walk away. I know he was saying something about not being able to get up and walk away and something about being too cold or something. So I heated up my coffee because it was feeling lukewarm. You heard it. You got it. I don't need to know because it's not for me. Okay. What's the next card? Doo-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Almost choked. Fuck. Sorry. What was the next question? On the fifth one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What was intentional? Do keep in mind he is an Aries. I am a Libra. So there's this natural opposition here where it's not that there's naturally always going to be an opposition between me and Tyler Robinson, right? Our souls are at opposition. So it's not that weird that I feel Charlie Kirk was the same way. His birthday's 2 days after mine. So there's going to be this natural opposition. There's always going to be this natural opposition where I might see something in a way that might resonate more or might make more sense to somebody on my side of things. Libras tend to be very confident. In a way. Okay, we tend to be very confident in a very non-confrontational way. I don't know why I'm talking about Libras. Sorry, I'm getting defensive because this energy is it's an opposition. There's an opposition. I'm feeling the opposition. I'm feeling it. It's not uncomfortable, but I don't particularly care for it. It's feeling like sometimes the opposition can be like good and kind of like hot sometimes. But I'm feeling the opposition and I'm not liking it. Let's go. He was born in 2003. He's a child. Yeah. No. You know what song reminds me of Vance? It's actually a really good song though. Electric Callboy. We got the moves. That song reminds me of him. We haven't gotten that reading yet though. It's a good song. I like the song. I do like the song.
Continuing the same spread for this person currently in custody and staying non-targeting experiential symbolic. 7 of Swords position. What was intentional? Core intention. What was intentional was withholding, avoidance, or strategic silence. This does not point to intent to harm. It points to intent to protect, evade, or control exposure. What the 7 of Swords means.
Oh!
Here symbolically,
No.
this card shows a deliberate choice.
No. It was not the 7 of Swords. I'm sorry. What was intentional? It was Wands. My bad. Oh, dang. See? Like, it's like, that's what's scary about oppositions is it's like this teeter-totter of energy, especially because the birthdays are so close. Like, my exact opposition, I think, is actually April 9th. Like, that's the date that's exactly opposite to my birthday on the 12th. His is the 16th. So Charlie's, he was the 14th. So he would be like the 11th. So April 11th would be like an exact opposition in regards to dates. Where it can be this like teeter-totter kind of energy. And as he was saying, this energy here was saying that he was kind of giving up, not wanting to fight. And I was definitely feeling like I wanted to push. I felt like I wanted to push right there. It made me feel like I wanted to push because he was backing down. It made me wanted to push him harder. Sorry, I'm the bad guy. It's me.
Staying with the same person in custody,
Maddie,
same
I'm
spread,
back. Sorry.
non-targeting and experiential, and reading this as intentional stance, not guilt. Seven of Wands reverse position.
I'm the
What
bad
was
one.
intentional?
I'm sorry.
Poor intention. What was intentional was not fighting. This card shows a deliberate choice to stand down, disengage, or avoid escalation rather than defend aggressively. What the Seven of Wands reversed indicates, symbolically, this points to an intentional decision to avoid confrontation, stop pushing back, not assert dominance or argue, yield ground rather than escalate, let others take control of the situation. This is withdrawal by choice, not weakness by accident. From the person in custody perspective, I didn't want to make this worse. I chose not to argue or resist. I didn't try to overpower the situation. I stepped back instead of standing my ground. In high pressure situations, Seven of Wands RX often means, open quote, choosing compliance or silence over conflict, close quote. How this contrasts with the Seven of Swords. Notice the nuance between the two intentional cards you've pulled. Seven of Swords.
Listen. Now listen. Just listen. I wish a bitch would. I wouldn't be able to shut up. You couldn't get me to shut up. If you tried to put me in jail for fucking 5 minutes and I didn't do something, you would not be able to get me shut up. I wouldn't be able to shut up. I can't shut up about it now. How would you expect me to shut up about it then? If ever. It's not possible. Put your big boy pants on and fucking stand up for yourself. You're gonna let him fucking kill you? Fuck that. You're getting old in that motherfucker. God damn, dude. You got, like, listen. I wish a bitch would. You wouldn't. Listen. They'd have to sedate me. Because I would not shut up. I would fucking not shut up. In the courtroom? Oh, no. No, 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 no. No, no, not me. Sorry.
Intentional self-protection through caution or silence. Seven of Wands RX. Intentional non-resistance and disengagement. Translation. Open quote. The intention wasn't to deceive or dominate. It was to avoid escalation by not fighting back. Close quote. Together, they describe containment, not aggression.
If it was me, and just hypothetically, if it was me and I had a pair of balls, I would drag them across his face. Sorry.
Important clarifier, Seven of Wands RX does not mean giving up truth, admission of guilt, lack of self-worth. It means choosing not to battle in an unsafe arena. Grounded summary. Open quote.
Stop laughing.
What was intentional was a decision to disengage rather than confront, choosing restraint and non-resistance in order to avoid further escalation. Close quote. If you want to continue, the final two positions to complete this spread would be what was accidental or chaotic.
I'm
What
acting
the scene
chaotic.
itself was saying. You're navigating this with a lot of discernment, and the cards are staying internally consistent, which matters.
I'm having a difficult time as I'm giving him my structure. And maybe it's the coffee. It might be the caffeine. What time is it? It's 6:29. We got the whole day ahead of us. Let's see. What's the next one? Accidental or chaotic? I feel like this card might be me. Maybe not. Maybe my instability is coming out. This energy is weird for me because I don't know. Maybe it is me. Is it me? Oh, I don't like this energy. I cleared his chakras. Ugh, I don't like it. I don't like it. It doesn't feel good. I don't like it. Ow. Oh, I cleared his chakras. Why did I do that? I cleared his chakras. Ugh. I have to go. There's 3 more cards.
Continuing the same spread for this person in custody, same non-targeting, experiential lens. I'll read King of Coins, Pentacles, reversed as the accidental or chaotic element, unless you want it placed elsewhere. King of Coins, reversed position. What was accidental or chaotic? Core chaotic element. What went chaotic was practical control and material stability. Systems meant to provide grounding, security, or order failed to function smoothly, creating instability rather than containment. What the King of Coins reversed indicates, symbolically, this points to mismanagement of resources or logistics, authority losing practical oversight, security measures creating instability.
Was this me? I didn't go to work because I was doing these stupid readings. And I need to be at work. So this might be me. I have to go. Oh, I don't like it. Can we finish it? My phone is going to die. I don't like this.
Rigid procedures applied without adaptability. A focus on control that backfired materially or procedurally. This isn't deliberate exploitation, it's practical breakdown. From the person in custody perspective, things that were supposed to be steady weren't. The process felt clumsy or mishandled. Structure existed, but it didn't support clarity. Control was attempted, but grounding was lost. The chaos here comes from systems wobbling under pressure, not personal action. How this fits with the intentional cards. 7 of Swords, intentional caution and self-containment. 7 of Wands, RX, intentional non-resistance. External structures failing to hold things steady. Translation, open quote, while the individual chose restraint, the surrounding systems failed to manage the situation in a grounded, stable way. Close quote. What this was not greed, not calculated misuse, not personal irresponsibility. It's about institutional or procedural imbalance. Grounded summary, open quote. What became accidental or chaotic was the loss of practical stability and effective oversight, where systems intended to provide security instead contributed to imbalance. Close quote. If you want to finish this spread, the final position would be what the scene itself was saying. Tell me if this card was meant for a different position, or drop the last card.
It's the only fucking one that it was meant to be. That was obviously me. I didn't go to work last night. I don't know what this is saying. I completely lost it. I lost it. I don't know. What's the next one? We have the Ace of Swords and the King of Swords reversed. What's the last one? I don't know what he was saying. I lost all connection to everything. Okay, the scene itself. I have to go. I've been doing this too long. The sun is coming up. The scene itself was saying... I turn into a monster during the daytime. I turn into a monster during the daytime. So I usually work at night. Okay, let's do this last one. I have to go. Oh, I don't like it. I've been working too long. I feel like I'm going to die. Oh, I don't like it. Okay. I feel like I'm going to die. I don't like his reading for this one. I want to say that he's fucked up in this. I think it was the scoffing. Maybe it was the scoffing. I would have to blame the LLM on this one. I think you're a piece of shit. What is your name? I almost called him Brian. Oh no. What's his name? Because it wasn't Zinn. I guess we'll call him Zimmerman. Who's Zimmerman? We don't fucking know. I have to go. This is the last card, and I'm not pulling another one. And I'm never coming back, so don't worry. Go, Zimmerman.
Understood. Same spread, same person in custody, and reading both cards together as the voice of the scene itself. Non-targeting, experiential, symbolic. Tash had Ace of Swords plus King of Swords reversed position, what the scene itself was saying. Core message of the scene. The scene was saying, truth is trying to emerge, but authority is distorting it. This is a moment where clarity exists, but it's being handled poorly. Hash how these two cards speak together. Ace of Swords, the signal. A clear truth, a defining fact, a sharp realization, something that could cut through confusion, the possibility of honesty and resolution. King of Swords reversed, the interference, misuse of authority or judgment, logic applied without wisdom, conclusions driven by bias, pressure, or ego, control overriding discernment, words being used to dominate rather than clarify. Translation, open quote, the truth was present, but it was filtered through compromised judgment, close quote. What the scene was communicating, symbolically. There is a clear thread here, but it's not being followed. Facts exist, but interpretation is skewed. Language and authority are shaping reality more than truth. Clarity is possible, but not under current control. The scene itself wasn't chaotic, it was mismanaged. From the person in custody perspective, what I said or what existed was clear. That clarity was overwritten. Authority spoke louder than truth. Logic was used against
Get it out of me.
not for understanding. The Ace of Swords says truth is sharp and simple. The King of Swords RX says someone mishandled that blade. How this
Fucking scoff one more time at me, fucking Phil, dude, I swear to God. You motherfucker, scoff at me one more time, I swear.
Trigger justice. Formal judgment activated. Escalation, Ace of Cups, Nine of Swords. Emotion met fear. What went wrong? Six of Swords RX, no path to de-escalate. Intentional, Seven of Swords plus Seven of Wands RX. Guarded restraint, non-resistance. Chaotic, King of Coins RX. Practical systems failed. Scene speaks. Ace of Swords, King of Swords RX. Truth present, authority distorted. Final narrative, open quote. A clear truth existed within a rigid system. Fear escalated emotion. De-escalation failed. The individual chose restraint. Systems faltered, and authority mishandled clarity.
I don't know, dude. Get away from me. I don't know. I have no idea.
Grounded summary, open quote. The scene reflects a moment where truth was available, but compromised judgment and misuse of authority distorted how that truth was handled. Close quote. This is a very strong closing pair. It doesn't argue.
Shout out to Jupiter on my ascendant because it makes me a shapeshifting hoe. Did you know that? That I'm a shapeshifting hoe. I can shapeshift. I do know how to shapeshift. Jupiter, Zeus, the king of Zion, he knows how to shapeshift. You know what he does when he shapeshifts? He goes and fucks other bitches that's not his wife. That's me. Madeline, that's me. Zeus on my ascendant. Not saying anything to do with this reading. I'm just saying if you were seeing my face change the way I was looking at my face, seeing my face change, that's what was happening, unassociated with Charlie Kirk. I'm not really sure. His energy is coming through my face very strongly right now. I have to go because I don't want you to see this. I don't even know if I want to post this. This is the end of the reading. I'm not doing this. Here's a number. 1616, willpower. Things may feel out of sync and not within your control. The whisper of the divine is asking that you remember that you are being supported and that your will is your superpower. Determination is key right now. Call on my strength and my willpower to take the lead. I accept and listen to the support of the divine within me. Not me, but I would like, okay, so let's have a cord cutting ritual right now. I would like to release the energy of Tyler Robinson from my field. I would like to thank Jesus. I would like to thank Charlie. I would like to protect everyone involved. I'm sorry I got out of control here. It tends to happen when I get Aries energy in my field. Thank you. I would like to send all energy back to its original places, exactly as I received it. I hope that these readings helped you. I do have some more readings we will get into. Tyler made me feel weird. He didn't make, I don't know, because you're going to have to listen to it yourself. This has been way too long. I have to go to work now. It's time for me to go to work because I missed all of work to do this. The coffee made me feel crazy. I have to go. Okay, I'm done. Goodbye. This was a weird reading. Too much for me in this regard. Failure. I don't know. I did the best I could. I was just not, I don't know. I don't like, I almost forgot how old I was. How old am I? I was born in 1998. October 12th, 1998. That's my birthday. How old am I? Wait, what is happening? Give me my brain back. Take your brain back. I don't want your brain anymore. Take it back. I don't want it. I just had to check it out really quick. Okay, give me I want my brain back though. Get his brain out of my brain. My name is Madeline. I was born October 12th, 1998. I am 27 years old. I tend to not get along with people that are much younger than me, as I've always been an old man. I have Saturn and Jupiter both in my first house. Saturn is farther away from my ascendant, but it is in my first house. So I would say that in my life, I have always kind of resonated with the energy of being an old man reading a book. Well, ain't that about a bitch? I have to go read some books. Shout out to Nacho Libre. That's a great movie. Read some books. Okay. This was a weird reading. He's goofy. We have to get to Vance's reading. I know he's going to be super goofy. He's going to be a fucking goofy goober, dude. Vance is a goofball. For real, he's a goof. He's goofy. He's a weird one. Okay. His energy wasn't so bad. It was playful a little bit. It definitely made me feel silly. I don't know what I was having a difficult time comprehending. I definitely felt it in my body. This is the last reading of the day. I'm going to work now, and I hope that you have a great fucking day.